Welcome to a Drop Tent Media production.
The Porcupine with Adam Nutter.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode. I actually know the number this time. I don't want to put this out though. Fuck! I fucked myself. I got cocky. Shouldn't have. I think it's 16. Episode 16. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Real quick, let's do some quick housework. Buy my shirt. Droptent.com/store. And you could buy my Porcupine shirt. You could buy the Disobey Your Local Nutter shirt. That is exclusive artwork from Top Lobster himself. Go get that shit. Of course, if you're listening to this only, subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Adam Nutter. You get this. I throw up like comedy clips on here too and stuff like that. So that's fun. And if you guys want to see me do comedy live, September 11th, this Saturday, we'll be back at Chalfont, Pennsylvania at the Pop Inn. Come on out. 2 shows, 7:30 and 9:30. So get your tickets now because they will sell out. So droptent.com/events for those tickets. And then September 30th, I'll be at the Comedy Works in Bristol. I don't have a ticket link yet for that, but I will have one soon. So check out my social media at Adam Nutter for all of that stuff. Okay, we're good for that. All right. My guest today is the enigmatic, good college word, Marc Bozzacco, everybody. What's up, dude?
What's up, Adam?
Thanks for coming down. And we should have been you and the legendary Ken Krawchuk.
Yeah,
but
what did he do? Reschedule an email or something?
Yeah, Ken. By the way, this is why I hate everything about why he canceled. Because we asked him, we go, hey Ken, when can you do it? He goes, we could do it Monday or Tuesday. He goes, I can only do it Monday. We go, no worries, we'll do it Monday. And then the day of, around 3 o'clock on Labor Day, he sent an email, and he's like, hey, we're scheduled to tomorrow. We don't know. I didn't see the email. You didn't see the email. And then you call me. You're like, yo, Ken rescheduled the whole show for tomorrow? I was like, no. Ken doesn't have the authority to do that on my own show, so we're going to still do it. We'll reschedule Ken later. So here we are, but just me and you, which is also fun. Thanks for coming down, dude.
Yeah, man.
Again. Because again, it's got rescheduled from the fucking storm.
Studio looks nice, man.
Thanks, man. It's most of Neil's work, but most of my money. So if that goes out, pay people to do stuff. You don't want to do physical labor, dude. Fuck that. But no, it's sweet. Also, I gotta give a shout out to producer Evan and producer Jesse behind the scenes for always keeping everything smooth and running. Especially Evan. He's like our real tech guy. Like he sets everything up. Like, we wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for Evan setting up the cameras and fucking programs and computer and shit like that. We'd be just fucking a bunch of retards, which we kind of still are, but we're better off retards.
Yeah, that's what life's all about.
That's what life's all about, being slightly better off retard.
Yeah, but before we get started,
yes.
man, I had to let you know, it's crazy being on your show.
Why?
Because when I first, I heard about you before I met you.
Yeah.
I fucking hated you.
No, you didn't.
I did. Everybody was
Why?
like, because all these people were like, "Oh man, I just met this guy, Adam Nutter. He's just like you, dude. He's a fucking badass, and he's like 35. He's like the younger, better looking version of you. And
Not wrong.
I know. I was like, fuck this dude.
Facts.
I'll fuck him up when I see him. Then I found out you were a comedian. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, I hate comedians.
You hated that.
Yeah.
You hated it, so I had 2 strikes against me.
Yeah. And then I met you, and I was like, what? There's funny comedians out there?
I know, it's wild when you told me, you're like, I don't think Dave Smith's funny. And then
put that on the fucking air. Great.
And then yeah, I will. And then you told him that to his face.
Yeah, I was a little drunk.
Yeah, so it's not like I'm really blowing your spot up. You
Right.
blew your own spot up.
That's true.
To the guy you said it about.
Yep.
I'm just saying it to more people. But I'm not the one who said. So and I told you, which Jesse, he's a comic, so he'll tell you this. He goes up to Dave Smith and he goes, "Hey man, I don't think you're funny." To a comic. That's like the one thing that we're supposed to be. And it's like telling you suck at what you do in your
like
craft.
that, but yeah, it was
That's
kind
how it is
of
in my-
kind of like that.
How is it in my head? That
know.
story played out of my own head when you told me though. I was like, you walked up to him and you were like, "You're not funny."
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. There was a half a conversation before, like, yeah, the comedy part's not funny, but
But then you saw me at Pittsburgh.
yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna sit in the front row, I'm gonna heckle this motherfucker and everything else. And you come out, your first joke is like, oh man,
Don't
ate
give it away,
mushroom-
but deer joke was the first joke. But yes, the mushroom
But then
thing.
you got
Yes.
into the mushroom joke. I'm like,
Yes.
dude, that's my life. It's just fucking hilarious, you know. And I laughed through your whole set.
Thanks,
It's great.
man. I forgot to bust your balls because you might be the worst on the mic person. I don't mean like you're bad at publicly speaking. I mean you're physically bad at publicly speaking.
Yeah, I waved the mic around in circles while I'm
Like,
talking.
Again, I'm a comic. I'm a stickler for like showmanship on stage. So Mark was up there giving a speech to run, as like his last essentially raw speech for state chair against Jen Moore, and the microphone. This is a visual joke, but audio people will hear me. He's doing this like, I'm Marc Bozzacco, running for chair. I'm like, hold the mic to your mouth, Mark. I was like, yeah. I was in the back just flipping. I wasn't even hearing what you were saying because I was like so tunnel visioned on your shitty stage presence,
Good.
and it bothered me.
I appreciate
And
that.
we're gonna work on that as a team.
No, I already learned. You told me. Eat the
I
mic.
did, yeah. I had to
Look,
break
I
it
got
down.
this mic an inch from my face.
Good. I felt like I was telling young comics, like when they do that shit, I'm like, hey man, you gotta hold it to your fucking mouth so they can't hear you with all the jokes. I was like, do you want to hear them talk about the chair stuff?
Well,
Get out there.
I actually noticed that in your set because the mic was in like a little podium thing and you couldn't get it out. You just picked the whole fucking podium up and you're carrying it around.
Yeah,
the whole
until I got it out.
stage, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because then I don't want to sit there and struggle like an asshole.
Right.
Because sometimes the clips are fucking tight and everything's stuck in there. You're like, hi, nice to be. And you're like, just trying to pull a fucking mic out, and that takes up 4 minutes. You're looking at like a fucking dick. But yeah, no, that was a fun time, Pittsburgh. I can't wait for next year, 2022, in March.
Oh
which-
yeah, this shit's gonna be awesome.
Awful spot.
Hey, what are you gonna do? They picked that. That's our leadership.
It's fucking terrible.
Don't burp into the microphone,
it's such a bad Williamsport.
dude. But they're talking. They don't even have enough room for all the people in the hotel, so they want to spend all this extra money to get the theater across the street.
Yep.
So what are we gonna be doing? Eating dinner in theater seats and shit.
Yeah, super
Like,
comfortable. I really want to spend.
how do you walk around and have conversations?
Yeah, I really
want to
spend 3 days
sitting in the theater,
sitting in a fucking theater.
staring at our current leadership. They'll be on the stage, you know.
It's taking up most of the stage. Yeah, not too many in shape people on some side to this, including myself. I'm not really in shape either. I'm just,
Man,
as I look it.
you got tattoos to make up for.
Exactly. That's why I had tattoos and a beard, bro. I gotta make up for my lack of in shapeness. It's like peacocking. You ever look at this stuff, they don't look at the midsection,
Right.
which is just doughy. I don't have any muscle tone, dude. It's fucking bad. I gotta work out, but I don't want to. I have weak shoulders.
Yeah.
Don't want to do it though.
You used to be in shape though.
I used to be in shape.
Yeah, I'm old now. I used to be in shape.
I know, but I don't want to be the guy that's like. I used to be the in shape guy, but I kind of am that guy.
Oh, dude, I had so I was hiking through the woods this weekend and it had all these little things set up along the trail. One's a pull-up bar, and I'm like, oh man, I remember in high school, man, I used to set the pull-up records and stuff. Let me see what I got on this. Oh man, I got up there once. Every fucking muscle in my body was hurting.
I don't truly know if I could do a pull up. Like truly, with how bad my shoulders and stuff, my one shoulder and back is, I could. Man, I want to confidently say I could do a chin up because I'm light, right?
Yeah.
And I'm banking on like I'm light enough I could pull myself up this way because it's easier. I don't know if I could even do a chin up, dude. Honestly,
Yeah, it took everything I got to do one pull-up.
it's bad. It's embarrassing.
So
Yeah, I used to be a fucking athlete. God damn it. Fuck, what happened to us? I also didn't realize like that whole like once you hit 30, everything you feel everything. I was like, nah. Yo, so true.
oh, dude, wait till you hit 40, man.
Oh, it's 5 years. 5 years. I've been thinking about death so much lately. At 30, almost 5. I don't know why. I'm freaking out about it.
Nah, it's all 45 is the same as 35.
It's not.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit longer. You know what? It really sucks. I used to jump off of everything. Now you jump off of something like 3 inches tall, and you feel it straight up your whole fucking body. That's the worst. You lose all your shock absorbing.
It's like your shocks go when you're 30 in your 40s. I was thinking of my dad. My dad's like 66. And I'm like, how does it feel to almost be dead? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's wild to me.
Yeah.
And my dad used to be, again, my dad, when he was younger, I said this on other podcasts before, but like, he would bench like almost 400 pounds. Like, he was like jacked. And now he just like, just a frail older dude. And I'm like, dude, what happened to you? Like, you know, it's like, well, I watched you literally.
What it used to be like.
I legitimately watched him like just degrade over time. It's fucking wild. I remember like the first time I realized I could beat the shit out of my dad. I was like, I'm the man now. And me and my dad are very close. And again, we never got into fights, or we've only ever had 2 almost physical altercations before. But that was like when I was adult. But yeah, like there's a weird time in your life where you're like, oh, I could beat the shit out of my dad now for sure.
My dad was a complete nerd. He was
oh really?
Total pussy. I remember one time I was like 12 or 13, and I had a brother that's a year younger than me too. Me and him were always fighting and arguing with my dad. And I don't know, my dad came up with this stupid idea to buy a couple sets of boxing gloves. And he says, when tempers start flaring, we'll go outside with the boxing gloves on. So 5 minutes later, I'm like, let's go, Dad. Put the gloves on. I beat the crap out of him. I mean, I'm chasing him around the yard, beating the crap.
At 12?
Oh, yeah.
Did he let you?
No, he was an old man. He's such like I don't think my dad has been in a fight in his life. He was a dentist.
Yeah.
So for the next year, like anytime like he would get loud at me or we get in any kind of argument with him, oh Dad, can we go get the gloves? You know.
He was like, no. You can just do what you want. Like, yeah, stay out as late as you want, dude. I don't even care. I don't even. You watch all the TV, watch all the porn you want. In fact, you have a credit card.
That was a huge parenting fail on his part.
Yeah, you have to. If you're gonna do that, you better house your son the first time.
Yeah. No.
I mean, even cheap shot him just so he'll never think about it again until he's like well over 18. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was a one-sided fight.
Like,
it was scary.
As soon as he's getting the gloves on, as he's like literally just putting it on, just fucking and just cold cock and be like, "That's what you get, bitch."
Dude, I did that shit once in my life too. You know, so when I was younger, my really good friend was this Italian kid, Luke, growing up, and his dad was straight off the boat out of Italy. He was like a middleweight boxer. He got in a car accident. He probably would have been like middleweight champ or something.
Oh shit, yeah.
Like he was fucking badass, this dude. But you know, he was like 55 years old and smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day. He looked old.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would watch him go nuts on the heavy bag for hours.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, I'm a cocky 15-year-old kid. I'm like, yeah, I could box a little bit. So we put on the gloves, me and him, and he's like, come on, hit me. And I'm like, nah, man, dude, you're an old man. I don't want to hurt you. And like, oh, no, come on, hit me. Said that to me like 3 or 4 times, and I just wound up and I wailed him right in the stomach. He didn't fucking move.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, 30 fucking punches hit me, and I'm flying across the basement backwards. I'm like, all right, fuck that.
Dude, when I was when I realized I could beat my dad up, this is like again one of the only 2 times I ever had a like almost got into a fight with my dad. I remember I grabbed him, and I just felt. And I was already doing MMA. I was like 3 or 4 years in MMA at the time. And I was still playing football. And I remember just grabbing him and the strength difference. And I was like, I remember grabbing him and like, oh, I could fucking kill you right now. Like I didn't have to do anything, but the immediate, you just know, and you're like, wow, I am superior to you right now. This is quite crazy. And he knew it too. He's like, fuck, this is it, and that was it. But like, yeah, but we never had problems. Me and my dad, we're still very close to this day. I gotta get him on this podcast one. That'd be cool. But
yeah, I totally derailed your whole podcast. So.
No, not at all. This podcast is nothing.
You got notes over there.
No,
that's
just for me to look professional. No, it's for me to keep my mind on track because I have fucking brain trauma from all the fighting in football. That got me nowhere, really. So, which I think about a lot too lately. Like I destroyed my body for no real purpose.
You got a lot of good stories, though.
Not really.
Nah.
Not really. I have a few cool ones, but like it's not worth like my memory problems and headaches. Yeah. Like, you know, like I think I made a total of like $1,200 playing football for like 12 years. Like that's it. That's it. And MMA like less than 1,000 for sure. Maybe a grand. Maybe.
But now you talk a lot of shit though. Yeah, when I was an MMA fighter, everybody's like, "Oh, don't fuck with Adam."
Yeah, I have to because I can't fucking. I'm out of shape now. I gotta go off my story when I used to be able to do it. All right. I do have questions though, for real. Okay, so I ask everybody this, as you know, because you listen to the show. So, Mark, what brought you to the Liberty Movement?
You know, that's such a hard question for me. So, I mean, I think music actually really did back in the day, but it didn't bring me to the movement, but it brought me to the message of the movement.
Okay, what band?
A lot of them, but I think the one that stands out in my head, because I remember it like pretty vividly, is Ministry, New World Order. You know?
Yeah.
But the fucking music video with George Bush on there and everything,
yeah.
like, we got a new world order and there's fucking troops marching around and everything. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in the world, you know? And it really opened my eyes. And then, you know, a lot of other bands like Sepultura had a whole album called KSAD, you know, like. So a lot of the music, I listen to a lot of metal, and a lot of the messaging behind that is like, the government's fucked up, you know, there's all these wars for no reason. Why are we killing all these people and stuff? So that shit was always in my head from a young age. So I always really hated politicians and government from a young age. I hated rulers too. I got kicked out of like everything. I was kicked out of Boy Scouts. I was kicked out of 4 different schools. You know, like any kind of authority and people. This is the rules you have to follow. I just went the exact opposite way. So it's just kind of who I was. And then I guess around 2014, 2015, I found I always wrote in politicians.
Like fake, like Kanye West and Mickey Mouse, or like actual people that you think?
It's funny. I wrote in my sister a lot.
Yeah, see?
My sister's fucking badass. So I used to vote for her for president all the time and everything. But I never really actually voted for any real politicians. And then, I don't know, I guess Gary Johnson's first you know, I followed some stuff on social media with the Libertarian Party and stuff, but I guess Gary Johnson's first campaign after the whole Ron Paul thing was kind of over, and then jumped on board with the Gary Johnson thing and started looking into the Libertarian Party. But then I tried to meet libertarians, and they all sucked. Like,
I know, right?
I found the Montgomery County Libertarians on Meetup. And I'm like, all right, well, let's see what this shit's about, you
You're
know?
cruising for fucking dudes, and you're like, oh, let me find the Mount Libertarian County Party.
Dude, I don't like. I go to one of their meetings, like having no clue what to expect. But, you know, it's a political party, and then I had a guy run for president and stuff. So let's check it out. I go there, there's 4 fucking dudes there.
Yeah.
They didn't say a word to me. They looked at me like I was a Fed, you know, and all they talked about was like silver coins and shit, that was, like way over my fucking head.
Dude,
you know?
we really are like fucking D&D nerds. Like we're fucking just like those, like really, like when I even like I don't see the Mises Caucus that way because it's different, but like traditional, I guess, libertarian or like old caucus or whatever the fuck, it's like that basement-y, like, oh, what's gold today? Like, it's like you know, push the glasses up. Like, actually, it's like a lot of nerd shit, and I wonder why. Is because it's fringe. So like, fringe attracts fringe. Like nerd shit is, you know, like I don't know what the fuck it is.
Well, I think it also, you know, the people that aren't indoctrinated understand the libertarian message much more than somebody that, you know, sat there and listened to everything their teachers told them all through high school and lived the American dream through college and everything other, and watched the news every day. So all these other weirdos that were like, I don't really do the high school and college thing, and I'm going to do my own thing. They're the ones that end up in the party, but they're also a bunch of fucking nut jobs like us, you know?
Yeah.
So
from music to the Liberty message
to a terrible Monco thing, and then
to the terrible Monco thing.
I kept following on social media for years, and then I'm like, you know what? I got to go to one more Monco meeting. And I went to another meeting, and that's where I met Ken Krawchuk, who I thought he was a complete fucking nerd, you know? Like,
how long ago was this, by the way?
That's like 2015, probably.
Okay.
And I'll never forget because he still does it today, and I still break his balls about it. He had a self-printed business card, and he handed me his business card. I'm like, okay. And, you know, I left there, and I'm like, all right, whatever. But they were talking about collected signatures for Gary Johnson and stuff.
Right.
So I went out and I collected like a couple hundred signatures over the next few months just because I wanted to help the party. And then I called Ken. I'm like, I got these like 200 signatures for Gary Johnson. Like, just calling some random guy who handed me a business card, and he calls me right back. And we talked for like an hour and a half, and he told me all about different stuff in the party. And so then I just started going to meetings ever since.
Did you know Ken before the? Didn't you, I thought I could have heard? I swore you said like you grew up with Ken.
Well, kind of in a weird roundabout way. My brother dated his daughter.
Okay,
So
that was it.
And like he knew of me because his daughters would talk about me and stuff like that. His neighbor who was friends with his daughter, I was in Boy Scouts with. So, me and Ken grew up maybe not even a mile from each other.
Okay, that's wild.
So
It's fucking weird. You reconnect with that.
Yeah.
Talking about all the things. And all right, so but what made you like? Okay, now people don't know you're the board rep of Montgomery County.
Yep.
Yeah, and on the obviously board of Bucks, so we're neighboring board rep beings. What made you like you're? If people don't know, like too, like you're like really heavily involved in like the PA state stuff. Like you're all in on everything about the party, and I don't say about the party. I mean like just trying to turn the party around and try to like push the party forward and like actually where we're supposed to be. What made you go fuck it? I'm like all in now, and this is like what I want to do.
Well,
like how much
crazy part is the people that made me the board rep in Monco, they didn't want to see the party succeed and stuff. Not that they're not good people, but they're a bunch of anarchists, and they're more into their own activism and stuff than actually doing stuff through the party. Like I said, there's only 4 people going to the meetings. And so I show up to like 2 meetings in a row, and they're like, oh, hey, let's make Mark the board rep. I'm like, what the fuck's a board rep? They're like, oh, you just go sit in the state board meetings and stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool, I'll do that shit, So I started going to the board meetings and meeting people throughout the state and seeing what back then board meetings had like 7 people showing up to them. And one thing that really stood out to me is so many people in the party were just all about either not welcoming new members or chasing people away. I mean, it was ridiculous. I think the first state convention I went to had 37 people at it. Now you see how many people we got going. I don't want to take much credit for that, but me and a couple other people realized that all the new people kept coming into the party, and these anarchists that didn't want to see the party grow, that just wanted it to be a beer drinking club where they talked about how fucking great they were and just these people had been doing it for 10, 15 years together without it ever seeing much growth. But so I decided I was going to start making people feel welcome and included in the party. So the next convention we had 85 people at, and then we've been growing ever since.
I have a theory on like
Funny part though about that is
Yeah.
a lot of these people that I made feel welcome and brought into the party are some of my biggest haters.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's
I know.
hilarious.
It really is
I mean, there's people that
wild, dude.
spread lies about me and hate me, and I've spent hours and hours, hundreds of hours on the phones with these people, convincing them not to rage quit the party, and here they are thinking I'm the fucking problem with the party.
So I have a theory as to like why a lot of these people are like so anti-new, and it's again I think it goes back to fringe, right? It's like our party again brings in fringe. It's not there's less mainstream people that go to Libertarian Party. I feel like a lot of people who go to Libertarian Party feel like they're outcasts, not only politically but just in life, like in general. And they found a place where a bunch of other like-minded outcasts are, and they know they're never going to fit in to the R's or the D's. So they get together and they want to form their own cool kids club because they were never part of one.
Right. Well, that's the big thing, the cool kids club.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I guess everybody has it for some level. Like everybody wants to be cool.
Everybody has cliques. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
I mean, yeah.
But I feel like some people come into the Libertarian Party and like I got my own life, man. I got a ton of friends outside the Libertarian circle. I'm friends with fucking liberals, Republicans, people that just hate politics.
Same.
I got tons of friends. I'm not in the Libertarian Party to be making lifelong friends. Now, I've met some great fucking people that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be friends with for a long time. But I was in it for the activism and for the message. This is the avenue that I saw was the best avenue for me to fight for our freedom and personal liberties and stuff. That's my number one mission in this. If everybody fucking hated me, but we succeed at that, I'm happy,
Well, for people who again aren't privy to the board rep meetings every month, they're awful. I hate them. I hate them so much. Okay, so they're like 3 hours on a Saturday, which is fucking. But I mean, on average, I'm a median.
We haven't had one under 4 hours yet.
No. Like 2 meetings ago, we had it was like an hour and a half. It was pretty quick. I'm positive.
That was the second half of.
Oh shit, you're right. That was still technically one meeting. Fuck.
We recessed the meeting and came back.
You're right.
So that ended up being like a 6-hour.
We have to stop the Saturdays. I have like jobs on Saturday nights to go to, like comedy.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Like, hey, let's do one at 5 o'clock on a Saturday. Like, no one has fun. That's the thing. We have I feel like that old fucking guard cool kids club shit. We're like, well, we're losers, have nothing to do on a Saturday night. So therefore, we should all sit around on a Zoom meeting or drive 3.5 hours away to fucking middle of nowhere, PA, so we could do a fucking thing on a Saturday. I'm like, cool. Or I could go out with my wife and have dinner. Or I could go do comedy. Or I could go fucking anything else.
Dude, well, it stresses me to fuck out because I mean, you see what I do on the board calls. I talk a lot, but I feel like I can't fucking miss a minute of the board call. Or some people are just going to pull some shit,
Well, and I was talking to Heist about this too, because like I'm still very new to the board rep thing. So I am taking everything in. And I'm like, what the fuck is point of order? Like I'm so lost on like all the Robert's rules and like the when's a point of motion and order of dilatory. I just like the word dilatory.
They don't know either. They make their own shit up. So you could just scream shit into the fucking microphone. Just say point of order and scream something. They won't know if it's legitimate or not.
Did you ever that socialist, like that commie socialist meeting in California they had? Like point of personal privilege? Did you ever see that?
No, but I could have totally pictured it.
Hey, Jess, could you do me a solid? Can you look that up? It's like type point of personal privilege, like socialist meeting. That for sure will come up. But you don't pull it up in. Oh yeah, pull it up in YouTube. Just don't show the audience. Just show us and Mark. But play the audio because it's very funny. It's just that's when everybody starts doing that, I think of this video. But this is like extreme lefty progressivism bullshit, like progressive bullshit. But I just don't also want to sound like an asshole. And I also don't want to derail our... Oh, this is it. Yeah, so just... If you could just give this a fucking play. It's the U.S. Socialist Convention. It's the funniest thing you'll ever see. Just play it like...
If we want to defeat capitalism, we are going to need a party that will organize working people to fight for the demands that we want and to win socialism. Thank you so much.
Great. Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
That's it.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum?
Not a bit, 100% real.
It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade.
So they do this
Is
instead of
there a
clapping, like
speaker
jazz hands.
against name, chapter, pronoun.
Point of personal privilege.
It just keeps happening.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
And that just, there's a longer, we don't have to keep going.
We got to sneak a couple of the PA libertarians into that.
Dude, but that video is like 5 minutes long. Like it gets crazier. It gets so ridiculous. The organizer of the convention comes out at one point. He's like, I understand everyone wants to like speak, and that's what we're here for. And like, point of personal privilege. Like they wouldn't let him. Dude, it's wild. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, but we're losing to that shit. Did you see how many people were there?
So many people, but they all have brain trauma. I should be there.
Yeah.
You're gonna see me there going next. Point of personal privilege, apple pie. Whatever the fuck, 'cause I'm gonna be mush brain soon. But yeah, so like that's the thing is like I don't want to start yelling that shit out. Not that, but I mean like point of order. Like I don't want to sound dumb, and then that gives like all the haters like, well, this guy doesn't even know what to fucking do, and like yeah, like I'm like I don't want to. You shit on me, you know. I was like, oh, you have one up on me, bitch. I want to say
we got the in-person one coming up, so
I know I'm psyched.
Yeah,
how are we getting out there? We shall go together.
I'm driving my piece of shit truck.
Oh, are you?
I'm staying for the whole weekend now. I got to talk at Liz's event, so.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Liz has a whole event on.
Yeah, but what are you talking on behalf?
What the hell? Welfare.
How much you love it, you fucking commie.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch a couple of those videos.
You gotta watch those to prep for your big meeting.
No, I'm actually gonna go head to head with a Democrat that ran for state senate.
Oh, so you're doing a debate.
It's not gonna be a debate. I'm friends with her, but I'm gonna do my best not to embarrass her.
It sounds like a debate. Everything you're saying sounds like a debate.
Well, you put me in any conversation, it's a debate.
Yeah, it's true. You're very contentious. Contentious.
You and these college
I know.
words, man. You know I'm a high school dropout.
I know. I by the way, I went to 4 years of college and didn't graduate, so that's how dumb I am.
Yeah, I went through 2.5 years of high school and I got really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of good drugs in high school.
I didn't start doing drugs till later, or drinking till. I mean, drinking I was like 18, usual drinking age, but I didn't start doing drugs till like my 20s.
Oh shit, 18 is the usual drinking age?
No. I meant like 16 at like 8, like that. Those years.
Yeah, I was stealing fucking grain alcohol from my parents in like 6th grade.
No, you were white trash though.
Yeah, I was.
So it's.
I say all the time, I'm lucky I grew up in like fucking rich suburbs because, like, my goal in life was to be the baddest kid around when I was younger.
Easy.
Like,
Easy.
You put me in North Philly and I grew up there, man.
Fucked up.
Yeah, I'd be running gangs when I was like 13.
Oh, dude, you would have fit in with that. You probably would have fit in with Staten Island kids though.
Yeah, I mean, as long as like the worst kid wasn't that bad.
No, we had dumb Guido kids who fought everybody. That's how I grew up just getting into fucking fights all the time.
Fuck, man, call me a dumb Guido.
Yeah, I'm a dumb Guido too. My name's not Italian, but again, I'm a dumb Italian for Staten Island. So I grew up playing football in the streets. It's like you get pushed. It's like, some slur gets thrown around.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what'd you say? It's like, we're fighting now. It's like, all right, I guess we're fighting now.
Yeah, that was me growing up, but the rest of my friends weren't like that. So they'd be like, yo, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Oh, no, that was all of us. That was the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, it was just me.
Well, okay, so then you would just be one of us.
Yeah.
You would have been a middle of the wrong Staten Island kid growing up. You were a predator out in Montgomery County. You've been a middle of the road bully in Staten Island terms, dude.
I'd like to think of myself as I was like the anti-bully. I went around.
You're like Wolverine or Deadpool.
Something like that. I spent my days watching all the interactions with people, and as soon as somebody fucked with somebody the wrong way, I'd be like, I got an excuse to get that motherfucker.
Yeah, no, that's me now.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I make sure if I see like injustice happening that I think is,
Dude, that was me since I was like a little kid. Like I needed my violence to be justified.
Yeah.
And nobody would pick on me. I was almost this big in 8th grade. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I would be a straight up anti-hero. If I was a comic book character, I'm an anti-hero for sure. Because I'm just going to do what I think is right. Like I'll just be a fucking vigilante.
Yeah.
Vigilante sounds so much cooler than superhero, by the way. Doesn't it?
Yeah, we'll start our own little vigilante group.
Fuck yeah. Also sounds like we just fucking ride around on horses, though. Which also sounds cool. Bring that back. No.
I've fallen off a couple horses. I'm done with those things.
Dude, imagine just 20 dudes and chicks riding horses down fucking Montgomery County. And just screaming in the middle of the night to get somebody, to get like fucking cat burglar. Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I don't think that would work too well.
No, dude, you're not seeing the big picture here. I need to see the big picture. Pitch it at the next Montgomery meeting.
All right, that's a good
Pitch
idea.
it for me. Promise me. Promise me you'll pitch that for me.
Fucking the horses might work in Bucks. They got some farms there, but not in Montgomery County.
No, we do, but it's a problem when you're driving around high all the time because there's too many deer and horses. It's fucking wildlife. You always gotta be careful. Like when I'm driving around Bucks. When I drive around Bucks, my eyes are anywhere but the road. They're like above the road, on the side of the road. 'Cause I'm looking for something to dart out in front of me.
There's a funny story about that was actually similar to a joke I heard you tell, but it has a totally different ending. So
yes, it does, and do not say it.
No, I just remember this one night. It was fucking Halloween, like or a Halloween party, but like my cousin got married, so I drove all the way home from their house. And this is back when I was retarded and would like drink and drive and stuff. So I drove all the way back to my neighborhood to go to this Halloween party. I only lived like 3 blocks away. And I'm fucking wrecked. And I'm like, all right, I'm going home. Everybody's like, dude, you can't drive home. I'm like, dude, I literally live 3 blocks away. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. There's nothing on the roads, So they're like, all right, I guess you can go, I'm like, it's right down the road. I can make it there. There's nothing out there. Get a car, and I'm like, all right, Mark, pay attention. Go nice and slow. Don't, fucking deer everywhere. running next to my car as I'm fucking driving. Then they're trying to cross the street. I'm like, I've never seen so many fucking deer. The one night I'm out driving.
Dude, you were like Simba in the fucking herd in Lionsgate.
They were running next to me, like trying to follow me. I was like, motherfuckers.
Yeah, man, those motherfuckers are. I've never like hit one. Like I've you know what I'm saying? Like they're not. I don't understand if people hit them. I really don't. I've never really come close to hitting a deer. And I go pretty fast down back roads. Like I still don't come close to hitting the fucking deer.
Yeah.
Pay the fucking attention, idiot. I lost my train of thought. I had something to say. Monaco LP. State. Oh, state. Oh yeah, board rep meetings. That's what we were talking about. Wow, the fuck did we get from board rep meetings to deer? Board rep meeting. Yeah. So next one's coming up on the 18th, and it's in person.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people saying that I'm just a fucking like trying to disrupt the whole
but you're
meeting
not.
and stuff.
You're bringing up valid points, and they just shut you down because they hate you.
Yeah.
But I got it. That was my point. I was talking to high school. Like I want to learn how to alleviate some of that from you, so I can be the other guy to do that. But I just don't know what to say and when to say it yet.
It does actually take time. Like I said, when I started, like fucking six years ago, I guess I was a board rep. There was only 7 of us. There was no contention. We discussed stuff. We had disagreements. You know, even when we grew to 15, 20 people in the meetings, there were disagreements, but it wasn't people literally trying to say, well, I interpret a petition of 12 people as.
I know, it's wild.
You know, like,
so that's the other thing.
They just make shit up, and they say this is the chair's interpretation. I mean, how many times have I appealed the ruling of the chair this year?
Yeah, a lot. It's so arbitrary, a lot of it.
And then everybody's like, "Oh, Mark's appealing the ruling." Well, they're not following the fucking bylaws that hundreds of people have voted on. You know?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I didn't write the bylaws.
It really reminds me a lot of just the federal government with like the Constitution lately, and like like this is. I know we voted it, we agree on this, but fuck it, right? We're like, no, actually, not fuck it.
Well, I do something like that, and I hear a lot of people, and they're mostly new members going, well, it's my opinion that this law is in the way of this, and I don't give a fuck what your opinion is.
Right.
I really don't. Those bylaws have been in place for 30, 50 years, and hundreds of people have voted on them. So who cares what your stupid little opinion is?
Did you see the latest email from Kevin Gahagan? What the fuck you say his name?
Galwin.
Whatever.
I don't get included in any of those emails.
Okay. Were you banned from everything?
They won't put me on a fucking board rep email list.
Oh, all right. Wild. I'm on it. That's cool.
I get people to forward me a lot.
Yeah, I'll
of
forward
stuff,
to you. He just sent out an email today, I think, being like, we just got 300 something members this month. And I'm like, how many of that is Mises though?
Yeah.
And like
they don't believe it.
They don't believe it. But we know for a fact because we see it in our numbers, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
Let them think it's them. I don't care.
I know.
I'm not about credit or anything. I'm about the fucking mission of making sure that we actually put out a fucking message that draws people to this party, get good candidates that can get elected, that are motivated, and we can fucking start changing some laws in this country, you know?
I didn't want to give this account a name, so I'll just say I saw this from an account, though, but this account was calling us hypocrites because they were like, oh, yeah, Mises colleagues complained last year that we brought in out-of-state candidates to vote, but now they're doing the same thing. They just read the email that we sent out.
Dude, we got our ass kicked by a bunch of out-of-state people.
And I'm like, yeah, we're playing by your rule that you set. Yeah. We didn't want that. We actually voted against it.
We actually had 100 and some out-of-state people in Pittsburgh.
Right.
at our event right across the street, basically.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, you guys find something to do. We got to go to our state convention, and we'll meet up with you tomorrow.
Yep.
You know?
The another lie that's being propagated by these fucking lowberts is libertarians is that those buses that we drove in on, which I did not drive in on, I drove out on. No, actually, I drove zero part. I just drove back to the hotel on. Were out of state. It was everybody from Philly and like Bucks County.
There was a couple Maryland people that actually originally lived in PA.
Right.
But everybody on those buses, most of them were like longtime libertarians.
Yeah.
You know, Sean House, past chair, Ken Krawchuk.
And they're all, again, we were all from PA.
Yeah. Well, they pushed this whole narrative that we were having a fucking takeover of the state party. I was the most senior person running for fucking office. I'm running for chair. I'm taking over the party. Okay, but I've been around than any of these people.
Yeah.
You know, Kyle's been treasurer for the past 2 years. He's running for his 3rd term. Like, that's not taking over. It's
rerunning.
Luke Etzer's been around since, I don't know, 2016 or something. He's done a lot of good shit for that's not a takeover.
Right.
Like, It was all the original people in the state that were around before, all these Jorgensen people, for years before all
We've
that.
done nothing.
Yeah.
Since really. Well, that's the other thing is.
But they found a word that triggered people, so they kept pushing that narrative,
Right.
take over.
Right.
Like we were saying it or something. You
Right.
know?
Well, that's the thing. The past Bucks chair, he still has in his Twitter bio.
There's a lot of former Bucks chairs, but fuck that dude that you're talking about.
Yeah, you know who
man.
I'm talking about, though. He still has in his bio, like, Bucks chair, Secretary of Montgomery County. I want to be like, actually, guy, you're kicked out of Montgomery County Bucks Party, and you're no longer the chair of the Bucks, of the Monco. You got kicked out of the Monco Party, and you're no longer the chair of the Bucks Party.
Yeah, but he needs those titles.
So,
Just
but
let
here's the
him
problem.
have
Here's
the-
no,
let
no.
him
Here's the
have
problem.
the titles.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. This is what I brought up to our chair, our actual chair. I was like, hey, he's going around on Twitter saying crazy shit. He's becoming a fucking national meme, which is true. Like, big names retweeted his meme. Like, they know who he is.
Right. I'm not on Twitter, but man, I've seen some
Right, but you've
fucking
seen him. I
shit.
know you've
Oh
seen
my
him. So
God.
I'm like, but if people click that profile, they think that's coming from Bucks, and it's not. I'm like, and by the way, he's been told already. Like, get that shit out, dude.
Dude, he's doing the same thing as, his name, Libertarian for Lieutenant Governor. Like, okay, that's fine.
I don't give a shit about that at all.
No, but he's like literally attacking tons and tons of people throughout the state.
Well,
He's screenshotting other people's private conversations.
he'll
and
get
posting them
7
on his-
votes.
I know, but they're, our state party's saying, "Oh, Mises Caucus messaging's chasing people away." That fucking dude is
I know.
chasing more people away than the whole entire Mises Caucus could
Dude,
ever chase
you know how many
away.
people, and this is true, personally have texted or DM'd or came up to me after Bucks meetings and been like, yo, like, that guy is treating me like shit. Like, I'm like a new member. Like,
Right.
that's true. Like, so,
Yeah, there's another one of those guys that tried to put on the IT committee. He's been around the party
Yep.
since I've been around. He's done nothing but be a fucking complete
he
asshole
he
to
openly
everybody.
threatens people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he threatened to sue me this week.
I know. For by the way, if you say, hey man, I think you have anger issues, you can't get sued for that.
Well, especially because I said anger issues were something else.
Right.
Like, that's pretty vague.
You can't get sued for any. It's like being like, hey man, you're crazy. Like, that's
Right, well,
not.
first there has to be some kind of loss, and all I'm doing is saying what everybody else already knows. you
Yeah,
know?
that's-
So there's no loss to his.
But he's a typical, like, remember he's like, oh, I'm actually, and she's such a fucking,
Oh,
because
did you see the last comment that he had? Because I was like, dude, it's Friday night. I'm not
yes.
doing this on fucking social
Yeah,
media. Then he had to break down everything he's doing. This dude's 50 years old. He's telling everybody what he.
but that makes me believe you're lying. Like you're lying about like you have it scripted out like so like
Or that you're so
ready to
proud
go.
of yourself that you are able to go hang out with a couple people for Friday night. You
Right.
know, that you have to tell everybody about it.
But it's like you're the type of dude to sit at home and like go on the internet and dig up dirt because like you have nothing better to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's like that dude's personality.
Well, I don't know. We got plenty of them in the party. I try to ignore them, but people fucking tag my name and shit, and then I gotta respond.
Well, you have to. That's the thing too. Is like I'm sick of like, oh, we got to be the higher road. I'm like, so, yeah, not all the time though. Not all
I
the
love
time
what
though.
you say all the time. You're like, I'm just a fucking dumb comedian. No, if you guys got people
Yeah.
giving you a hard time, I'll take it.
Because what are they gonna do to me?
Yeah.
Be like, you're not funny. Like, I don't give a shit. You're not coming on my show. Like, you're not my fuck. You're not giving me money. So like, what am I gonna fucking care what you say about me? Like, it's crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean that's probably my problem too. I don't really care what anybody says about me or what anybody thinks about me. Like I said, I'm not in this to grow my status in the party or make friends or anything. I don't give a fuck. I want to fight politicians
Yeah.
that are putting out bullshit laws. That's my mission,
Agreed.
And if these people are in my way, I'm going to question them on the board. I'm going to try to make the party in a better direction. Whatever is going to get real libertarians elected to real offices is.
It's just this current leadership now is very shady to me. And again, that Kevin guy, man, I don't know. It's something off.
Oh, well, he just openly admitted that he pays for the whole entire LPPA newsletter and has complete editing authority over it.
Right, he did say that. That's right. That's wild.
Yeah, and it's sent out to 1,500 members with the LPPA newsletter thinking that this is like the state party putting this out, and it's one fucking person that's
Yeah, I
deciding
don't like
what
how
goes in it and what doesn't.
Right, I don't
go
like
in.
how, and like I don't like how the wraparound of the excuse is like, well, he uses his own money. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Oh, it was an opinion piece, so he's allowed to lie about other people in the party in it.
Right, so then I'll just go on there and be like, all these people I think are pedophiles. It's an opinion. And I start naming people. Like,
That's
it's an
just
opinion
Adam's
piece.
opinion.
It's an opinion piece. Like, that's crazy.
Well, the best thing is like they have these people write opinion pieces, and they're like, credentialing committee chair. Like, well, if you're nobody and don't really know the inner workings of the party, that sounds like you're somebody kind of important, right?
Right.
We don't have a fucking credentialing committee, and that person's definitely not the fucking chair of it. But
Right.
he's now got a title, you know? Like, so people reading it are thinking he's somebody.
Yeah, I don't like this. It's almost it's like a slush fund for the LPPA.
Oh, it absolutely is. It is.
Like 100%. It's like we'll just go through Kevin to get what we want because it's like when Biden with the stores and stuff. He's like, hey, we're not saying you need a vaccine passport. The stores are saying we'll just take away all of their money and arrest them and sue them if they don't comply. But we're not saying you need, because that's illegal. It's the same thing.
But he's growing the party, so, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The funny part is he's taking credit for what other people are doing and then boosting himself up with it, you know. Oh, I brought in all these new members, and Mises helped a little bit, you know. Now, did you like when I offered to give Mike a lifetime membership?
Oh, and
That triggered a lot of people, though.
but again, I don't even really know the people who they brought up first. They're
out of state people.
I
They,
don't
they
give a
have
sh-
done a lot for the party.
I don't really care.
But why give them a lifetime membership?
Right.
Now they're going to be grandfathered in and always going to be able to vote under our old bylaws.
Yeah,
and-
no, I don't give a shit. But like, there's no reason why like Heist or Joe, like Van Wagner, they shouldn't get one for all the work they've done. They brought in way more people than anybody on that side has.
Huh.
And not even close. And
But
that's
they're
the
not
thing.
the people that they want brought in. They only want people that worship them and say, "Hey, look at how amazing our party is. Look how great Kevin is." That's all they want. If you don't say that, if you don't tote those lines, they're going to try to silence you as much as they can.
Dude, it really is a fucking cult.
It's scary.
It's like a weird cult
It's scary.
and not a fun sex cult.
And then if you say it openly, you're a fucking enemy to them, and they twist your words around and make up lies about you and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why half the state party hates me on the board, and the other half loves me because I speak the truth, and some people don't want to hear the truth. And so,
It's you know what's going on with obviously Karen Ann Harless, right? In the whole,
oh my god, dude, I think that was actually about other stuff too.
I mean, yeah,
They needed to silence her because she was pushing to get the LNC to have a vote that if that. I don't know if I should even say this because I don't know how many people. Well, there's probably only about 20 people listening to your show. But she was pushing the LNC to have a vote that if they make mandatory vaccinations in Nevada to attend events, that the LNC would agree to move the convention out of the state. And people knew that she was going to push that, and that's why they wanted to get her the fuck out of there as quick as they could because they didn't want their name on that vote because they were obviously going to vote because they support keeping it in Nevada because they know if something like that happened, that would be the only way to keep Mises Caucus from rolling that convention, you know.
right.
So there's talk that Nevada might have mandatory vaccinations getting put in place, and that would really have effect on our convention. So
Yeah.
and Karen Ann was trying to spearhead that and get that, you know, taken care of. And so they're like, oh, we got to find another way to get her out of there. But good, let her take a little break.
Sure,
She'll be back.
But it's like I mean, you really see the corruption when you have her where she exposes actual crime, because what they did was a crime.
No, it was illegal.
That's what I'm saying. It was an actual crime, not like being fucking hyperbolic. No, actual theft. They committed actual theft, and she pointed out the chair of not just the New Hampshire party, the chair of the LP himself, and a third party who may or may not be, you know what I'm saying, colluded, and she actually exposes this corruption, whistleblew, as some might say, and they decide to. And by the way, after the evidence came out that she was right, and with the official review favoring all the findings, now they still, because of what's the official reason they're kicking her out or suspending her?
I didn't even pay attention this time around. She said something,
Something with the dildo, like eat a dildo or sit on the
sure.
spark.
No, she accused somebody of wanting to hurt her or something, which.
These people are so fucking weak, dude.
No, they'll find any excuse. They will find another one if that wasn't the excuse.
Dude, that dude, I never even seen that
so
dude.
This is the massive problem with the LP, and this is also why the Mises Caucus is growing at insane rates. Because I talk to a lot of new people that come into the Mises Caucus, and the LP is actually becoming what we fucking hate. You know, we're run by a bunch of control freak leaders. I mean, that want laws and rules and will manipulate the system to get their fucking way. The whole LP, the state party, maybe not on the level of the LP, but definitely, there's a lot of that shit that has intertwined itself into the LP over the last 12 years. And Mike Heiss recognized this shit and was like, fuck this, I'm going to fight against it. This is what I'm here to fight, and he's been drumming up the troops big time, and people are jumping ship from their side to the Mises Caucus side because every time they do something like this, the Karen Ann or the New Hampshire thing, the caucus just grows by the thousands.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's like the same strategy of us, like, oh, let's go fight the terrorists in some foreign country, and then we bomb them, and next thing you know, there's twice as many terrorists.
Right.
It's the same shit going on in the LP, and that's why the Mises Caucus has all this growth, because they're actually fighting for liberty, instead of fighting for control and trying to control others.
Well, you saw for people who don't know, there was a contest for the convention slogan for 2022.
Yeah, that was pretty amusing last night.
And how it worked is like you donate money however much you want or little or much you want to whatever slogan you like, and the most with the most money won. Liberty Unmasked was the one that we wanted, and then Liberty United.
No, it was hashtag Liberty Wins.
Hashtag Liberty Wins.
I don't know where did they like.
So here's what blows my mind, and it's how it's shady. We had 900 contributors give over $9,500.
I don't think it was that much. I think it was 300.
Oh, 300? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm conflating the 9,000. I'm sorry. Right. So it's 300 something contributors gave over $9,500.
Yeah, and they had 35.
And they had 35 and almost got to 9,000. So that means they had guys or women dropping legit dough to lose, which is hilarious.
Yeah. No, I watched 6. They were at 29 and at 5,000 when I logged on last night. So they got $3,500 from 6 donors in the last 2 minutes.
Dude, I almost want to just blow $300 of my own money just to be a dick. To be like, you know what? Fuck you guys. We're doing it too. Here. This will never come back to me. I'm just losing this money. If I had, that's why I need fuck you money. Everybody go subscribe to my YouTube channel, AdamNutter.com. I mean, YouTube.com/AdamNutter. I need to make some fucking money. I can do funny things like that. You just want me to do funny things like that and fuck over the other people? Give me fucking subscribe. God damn. Do you think the convention gets moved from PA? Because we're trying.
From Williamsport?
Yeah.
Nah, it's not going to get moved.
Dude, I don't want to go now. I'm going to go, but I don't want it. I don't want to go.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Put it in shitty fucking Williamsport, make a shitty convention, put us in a fucking theater, and Mises Caucus has no reason to show up.
Is the Little League World Series even going on at that time?
I don't know.
It's too early. We can't even do that.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's can't even kill time watch fucking 12-year-old Dominican kids crush 400 feet home runs.
Well, Mike said that Dave Smith and Tom Woods are definitely coming no matter what, when, and where.
No, I know.
That they've already signed on the line that they're coming.
I think a lot of people are.
So, oh yeah, there's a lot of maybes. So, I put a personal challenge out to get see how badass Michael Heiss is if he can get Mike Malice out there.
He just moved to Austin.
Yeah, that's not that much further. Well, it is, but
no, it actually is.
If Mike Malice, if he says he's coming, we'll find a way to get a fucking jet plane.
Sure, yeah. So fucking, we're trying to figure out. I'll get a bunch of not really me, but a bunch of guys are trying to figure out how to get out to Reno next year. If we charter a jet, I'm like, we're not chartering a jet, you fucking lunatics.
Dude, first of all, don't fly into fucking Reno. That place is a dirt. Why would they pick Reno for a fucking convention? It is.
Yeah, why not Vegas?
Yeah. Now Vegas is fucking party nonstop all the time. Reno is
know.
a fucking shithole
know.
in the middle of the desert
Listen, buddy.
with a bunch of addicts that are like stumbling around, sticking their last $10 at a slot machine.
I'm a degenerate gambler who I've been to Vegas 6 times, and I have won and lost thousands. I get it. That's why I want to be in Vegas. Reno, yeah, I'll gamble, but like I'm not as psyched.
Yeah, I'm a poker player, man.
Same.
You put me in Vegas, then
Blackjack and poker.
yeah, I won't play anything else. But yeah, I could sit poker tables for fucking days.
Yeah, Texas Hold'em's fun as fuck.
Yeah.
I like that on blackjack. Anything else, I'm like, I don't really know what's going on here. Like, I like craps. I don't know how to bet. I still don't really understand how craps works, or the betting or game
Don't
itself.
even try to figure it out because none of the bets, the odds aren't even close to in your favor.
But I would like before I roulette. I've bet on. I bet it's easy, right? Like I know there's other bets in roulette. Like you can bet the corners. I'm like, fuck it, stop it. I don't know what that means.
Roulette's cool because when you're really drunk, you can't fuck it up.
That's the thing. Like I'll get at the end of the night of either if I'm up or down, no matter how good or bad I've done that night, I'll be really high for sure, and I'll be like, I am gonna grab just whatever chunk of chips I have, and I'm going to pick a color, and we're gonna let it ride. And I'll be honest with you, I think I won one time. All the time I've done it.
So note to self: don't ever go to the casino with Adam Nutter.
I'm a good time. Though
I'm a pretty good time.
I'm a pretty good time though. You'll have a good time playing blackjack with me for sure. We'll have laughs.
That's what I'm scared of. How much money is it going to cost me to have a good time with you?
A lot, a lot. I'm not responsible with money. It's part of the head trauma. I think. I'm not good with money.
Did we talk about anything we were supposed to on this show?
Kind of. Yeah, I hit stuff. I hit Monco LP, State LP, 2022 convention. Yeah, I hit stuff I wrote down.
You made me actually get angry and talk shit on people, which I said I wasn't.
I know, but we left out names, which you said we wouldn't do.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I'm a good boy. If I still drank, there'd be a problem. I'd be like, let it go. But I haven't drank in a while, dude. I do like watching you drink. I do miss like the old.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with drinking.
No, I don't have an issue.
I drink like social places, libertarian shit, and that's about it. I don't sit at home and drink. Like
I just don't like the way it makes me feel like physically. Like it makes me feel like shit. I don't like that it makes me put on weight.
Oh man, it makes me really smart. I swear I'm faster and stronger when I'm drinking.
Yeah, I think every drunk person does. Until they get fucking housed. By the way, we get end the podcast on this fucking nothing to do with libertarianism. But man, I texted Jesse this and Neil this today. I watched, and I gotta say, I've seen crazy shit on the internet. We all have, right? Like beheadings, crazy shit. I watched the worst death video I've ever seen on the internet today in my life. Easily.
No way.
Dude.
Did you see some of the Iraqi beheadings where...
This has not a candle. I mean, those had not a candle to what I saw today. It happened last year in Russia. It was a industrial equipment factory. God, I'm so fucking not a man. A factory. With wheels and stuff. Fucking nerd. A factory and a lathe machine.
Ooh.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, I never heard of a lathe machine, but apparently it's a giant machine that cuts steel, but like
big giant blades,
but circularly cuts. Okay,
somebody fell into one of them.
Hey man, yes, but there's a video of it, and I don't know how to really describe it because you're gonna think I'm exaggerating or I'm like that's movie-ish. His arm, he's like trying to fix it. His arm gets sucked in. And now the camera's decently far away because it's a security camera.
Right.
But, dude, my heart dropped because at that moment, this guy's like, I'm fucking dead. Like, you just know it. Like, you're not getting out of that shit. And then the thing spins, and he literally like Gumby. He goes, dude.
It's sliced them nice and thin and spit him out the other side.
No. It span him in a circle. His guts and arm and skin went everywhere. It flew across the factory. I'm not kidding.
Are you going to give the link to it?
It's everywhere. Type in Russian lathe accident. You'll find it. We'll watch it before. I mean,
I'm gonna watch it on the drive.
And then there's pictures like on the aftermath, and he's literally wrapped around it like gum, like, and his bones are gone. It looks like a skin suit's laying there. And I've seen a lot of fucked up shit in person too. And like, here's the thing. I've seen so much fucked up shit in real life and on the internet. I still get grossed out, but I'm dead inside, so it doesn't sit with me, like, on a mental note.
Right.
Like, I see it, and I like, that's fucking disgustingly wild.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm like, Jesus, I'll never not see that again. But it doesn't bother me like it should. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I always think that about me. I think I'm fucked up because, like, I'll watch that shit and I'm like, dude, that sucked. But, like,
No,
it's pretty fucking cool from a scientific
I mean, no,
point of view.
I mean, I literally, because, okay, I don't want to end this podcast, but now he's about to, now, all right, so, because I was taking a shit earlier, and I was on fucking TikTok, right? And I came across TikTok, and I was like, worst ways to die, and I was, like, describing, like, ways people died. I go in the comments, and some guy goes, that's nothing, Google Russian lathe accident. And I went, all right. And then... Fuck, and then I watch it, and dude, as I swear to, because you know, like, organically it just comes out of your mouth as you're alone, like, you just say whatever. I literally went, oh my god, this is wild. Like, I actually said that out loud to myself because of how it looked like a movie. We're gonna watch it off air. We'll watch it off air. All right, Mark, I know you really have anything to plug, but everybody go download Russian lathe accident. Do you have anything to plug? Like, you're not even on social media or anything, right? So.
Nah, I mean, I got the Pennsylvania Project.
Oh yeah. Yeah, plug that.
You were on. What
Yes.
episode were you on?
Oh, I have no idea.
All right. Well, check out PennsylvaniaProject.com. That's the podcast that I run with Ken.
Yeah, that's right.
So
yeah, go. Yeah, so go.
I actually got a podcast I'm starting, and radio show podcast I'm starting on Thursday. I don't even know what the fuck we're doing with it. I'm doing it with my buddy Sam. So it's gonna be a half-hour radio show that we're gonna also podcast.
Great plug. Go listen to Mark's unknown radio show that he doesn't have a name for yet.
I don't need a name for a few more days.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, but for this purposes, you do. It's fine. Go follow Mark. Guys, again, follow me at Adam Nutter and all the stuff. Go droptent.com/events for tickets. Droptent.com/store for shirts. YouTube.com/Adam Nutter. Go check out my other podcast, Cult of Us and Slapstick Sports, I do with Jesse Pedraza and Garrett Monaco. Go download again. Go subscribe to the YouTubes and rate and review and all that great shit. Mark, thank you so much for coming in. We're gonna go watch gross shit together now.
Nice.
All right, everybody. Peace.
Thanks for listening. Find Adam on social media, Twitter and IG at Adam Nutter, or Facebook and TikTok at Adam Nutter Comedy. And for podcasts and merch, check out www.droptent.com. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.